I was messing with the drone camera to spy on my ex missed an armed group, setting up below and got 2 people killed. I can't stop turning it over in my head. How one stupid moment snowballed into a nightmare I didn't see coming. I'm Vanessa Tate. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks bad. But I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I was just caught up, trying to keep tabs on my ex while stuck in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Chicago now, crashing at my cousin's place, staring at my phone, wondering how I went from doing my job to being the one everyone blames. I was messing with the drone camera to spy on my ex. And yeah, I missed an armed group setting up below. 2 people got killed. And now I'm the one they're pointing fingers at. Like I meant for it to happen. It was early 2024, and I was on a deployment in Syria, working as an E4 specialist in a signals unit. My job was monitoring drone feeds, keeping an eye on the terrain for anything sketchy insurgents, IEDs, whatever. I'd been in the army 3 years, done a stint in Kuwait, so I wasn't some rookie who didn't know how to read a screen. But Syria was different. The phobby was a dusty hellhole, the kind of place where the heat makes you hate everyone. I was good at my job. Okay. I could spot a suspicious shadow from a mile away, but the brass was always on us about situational awareness. Like we weren't already stretched thin. My ex, Sergeant Travis Morrow, was in the same company, different platoon. We dated back in Kuwait, snuck around for a few months, but it fell apart when he started acting distant, saying he needed space. I'm like, space. We're in a war zone. Duda. He broke it off right before we deployed to Syria. And I was still raw about it. Travis was one of those growth mindset guys, always reading self-help books, talking about setting boundaries. It drove me nuts. In my head, I'm thinking, you're not that deep, Travis, but I couldn't let it go. I'd see him around the fob, joking with his squad, and it'd make my blood boil. I'd post these vague Facebook statuses about people who think they're better than you, hoping he'd see them, but he never reacted. The drone thing wasn't planned. I was on shift in the ops tent, monitoring a feed over a valley near our patrol routes. It was boring hours of staring at dirt and rocks. Travis's platoon was out on a foot patrol that day, and I knew their route because I'd overheard him talking about it in the chow hall. I'm not proud of it, but I started messing with the drone's camera, zooming in on his squad instead of scanning the wider area. I just wanted to see what he was up to. Maybe catch him slacking or flirting with someone new. In my head, I'm like, if he's moved on, I deserve to know. It wasn't like I was ignoring my job. I'd glance at the rest of the feed every few minutes. I wasn't being careless. No matter what they say, the ops tent was quiet that day. Just me and this E5. Corporal Dana Ellis. She was one of those know-it-all types, always double-checking my work, acting like she was my boss. I could tell she didn't like me. Probably because I didn't kiss up like the other specialists. In my head, I'm like, keep your clipboard. Dana, nobody asked for your opinion. She'd been on me lately about staying focused, which was rich coming from someone who spent half her shift texting her boyfriend back home. Anyway, I'm zoomed in on Travis's squad, watching him talk to some private. And I'm getting annoyed because he's laughing, looking all relaxed. Like he didn't just break my heart 6 months ago. That's when it happened. I didn't see the armed group moving in the valley below. They were setting up an ambush AKs, RPGs, the works. I should have caught it, but I was too busy watching Travis adjust his gear. Dana's at her station, not paying attention either, so don't tell me it's all on me. The patrol walks right into it. I hear the crackle on the radio gunfire, shouting, "Contact. Contact?" My screen's still zoomed in on Travis, and I'm scrambling to pan out, heart pounding, thinking, oh crap, what's happening? By the time I see the insurgents, it's too late. They're unloading on the patrol. Travis's squad takes cover, but 2 guys don't make it. Private First Class Jensen and Specialist Ortiz. I see it on the feed, clear as day. Their bodies hitting the dirt. My stomach drops, and I'm thinking, this isn't my fault. I didn't know. The QRF scrambles, and I'm trying to relay cords to the LT, but my hands are shaking, and Dana's yelling at me. What the hell, Tate? Were you even watching? I snap back. I was okay. It happened too fast, but she's already on the radio, telling the LT I was distracted. I'm like, you're throwing me under the bus. Real nice, Dana. The aftermath was a mess. The CO hauls me in, and I'm trying to explain, saying the feed was glitchy. The insurgents moved too quick. I did my best. I even throw in some tears, talking about how I feel so bad for Jensen and Ortiz. The CO's not buying it. They pull the drone logs, and it's obvious I was zoomed in on Travis's squad for way too long. Dana's quick to point out I wasn't scanning the valley. And I'm thinking, why didn't you say something if you're so perfect? They don't relieve me right away, But I'm on thin ice, stuck on desk duty while they investigate. Word spreads fast. The company's already whispering about how I screwed up, how 2 guys are dead because I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, hold up. I didn't pull the trigger. Travis comes back from the patrol, and I see him in the chow hall, looking wrecked. His eyes are hollow, and he won't even glance my way. I try to talk to him, say something like, I'm sorry about what happened, but he just walks past me, like I'm invisible. In my head, I'm like, oh, now you're too good to talk to me. I post a vague Facebook status about people judging you when they don't know the whole story, but nobody comments. I'm starting to feel like I'm on the outside, and it's not fair. Dana's the worst. She's going around telling everyone I was obsessed with Travis, that I was using the drone to stalk him. I confront her in the barracks, and she's all, you got people killed. Vanessa, own it. I'm like, own what? I was doing my job, but the squad's already made up their minds. They start calling me Drone Girl, like it's some big joke. I'm thinking, if you all weren't so busy gossiping, maybe you'd see I'm not the problem. I start venting to this E6, Staff Sergeant Patel, who's one of the few people who doesn't treat me like a leper. He's a burnt out type, just counting days until he's out. I tell him my side, how Travis broke my heart, how Dana's a snitch, how I didn't mean for any of this. He listens, but I can tell he's just humoring me. The investigation drags on, and I'm stuck in the ops tent, answering phones like some admin clerk. I'm miserable, but I keep my head down, thinking I can write it out. Then someone, probably Dana, leaks a rumor that I was spying on Travis on purpose. It gets back to the CO, and they pull my security clearance, which is basically a death sentence for my job. I'm like, are you serious? I made one mistake. They start talking about an Article 15, maybe even a discharge. I'm panicking, but I'm not going to let them see it. I double down, telling the LT it was a technical issue, that the drone's controls were finicky. They don't believe me, but I'm not about to admit I was watching Travis. The karma hits hard during a follow-up patrol a month later. I'm not on the drone anymore. They've got me running supply checks. The most boring job on the Phobby. Travis's platoon is out again, and I'm in the ops tent, listening to the radio chatter. I'm not supposed to touch the drone feed, but I sneak a look when nobody's watching, just to see if Travis is okay. I'm still mad at him, but I don't want him dead, you know. The feed shows his squad moving through a village, and I notice something off a guy in a doorway, holding what looks like an RPG. I freeze, thinking I can't say anything. They'll know I was looking. I tell myself someone else will catch it, but nobody does. The patrol gets hit RPG. Small arms, the works. Travis takes shrapnel to the chest. Critical but alive. Another soldier, Private Lopez, doesn't make it. The ops tent goes nuts, and Dana's screaming at me, saying I was on the feed again. I'm like, I was just checking, but the logs show I accessed it without clearance. And now they're tying me to the second attack. I'm thinking, this is not fair. The CO calls me in, and this time there's no talking my way out. They've got me on negligence, unauthorized access, and contributing to a pattern of misconduct. I'm shipped back to the States, administrative separation papers in hand. No benefits, no GI Bill. Just a big fat good luck. I'm like, if Dana hadn't snitched, or if Travis hadn't dumped me, I wouldn't have been distracted. I'm in Chicago now, sleeping on my cousin's couch. Trying to find a job, I check Facebook. And it's brutal. Dana's posting about her new assignment, acting like she's some model soldier. Travis is in a hospital in Germany, fighting to recover. Someone set up a memorial page for Jensen, Ortiz, and Lopez, and the comments are full of people saying I should have been court-martialed. I'm like, I didn't fire the RPG. I try to move on, post a selfie with a fresh start caption, but inside I'm raging. They all turned on me, the CO, Dana, even Travis. I was just trying to do my job and deal with a broken heart. If they'd given me a break, none of this would have happened. Between us, I'm not sorry. I was surviving out there, and they made it impossible.